Okay, alright. I have already filmed this video already. Once before, twice, no, 3 times before. 3 times I have done it now. I have filmed this video. 3 times it has not gone onto my computer, and I think mainly it was because it didn't have any space and it just wasn't working, but I deleted that footage, so now I have to film it again. So that is what I'm doing. If you couldn't guess by the title and you couldn't guess by my ranting, this is my top 10 of 2014. Hey guys, so I know I already said what this video is going to be in the intro, but I am doing my top 10 of 2014. It's a little bit late, but I did have it filmed and I was going to edit it, but then I lost the footage because it wouldn't go onto my computer and it just was not cooperating. So I decided that once I got my computer fixed, which I fixed it by myself, by the way. I'm so proud of myself for that, but at the same time, I'm not, because it was a really stupid issue and I probably should have thought of it before, but I didn't know. I will explain that in a little bit, but let us get into my top 10 of 2014. Before I get into it, I am going to warn you that technically there is more than 10, but the way I have it set up is I'm doing, instead of doing categories, oh, my eyes are gonna start watering. Instead of doing categories, I've done it so I have standalones, I have series, and I have like first books in a series that don't have like following novels yet and stuff like that. I did it that way because if I did it the other way, I would have like 30 or 40 books on this list, it feels like. I think there would only be like 25 maybe, but I don't want to have to do that many and like explain why I like that many, and I should have like a small collective list, and so this is what I came up with, and let's get into it and I will stop rambling for you guys. Coming in at number 10 is a book I did not think that I would like as much as I did because my mom recommended it to me. If you couldn't guess by the description that I'm about to show you, coming in at number 10 is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and I absolutely love this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I didn't think I would. I honestly didn't think I would, and I said that in so many videos that my mom bought it for me and she said read it because it was her favorite, and I didn't want to, but I did because she wanted me to, and I read it for the Cramathon. It was one of the only books that I did finish for Cramathon, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it. And I found out that Patrick Swayze plays Daryl in the movie version. So I have to get on that. I have to watch the movie. Patrick Swayze, my heart, I love him. If you guys have seen my Dirty Dancing shirt, and I've probably said this before, I think I said it in my wrap-up video when I talked about this, but I just loved it, and I loved him, and okay, this book, if you need a classic to read, read this one. It's a modern classic, and it is like, it's not like newer writing style, where it's like they talk to you like it's you, like we would talk, but it's not like the old "Wherefore art thou" and all that kind, like it's not like Great Gatsby writing, and it's not like the today writing. It's like a happy medium. Coming in at number 9 is a series. I only have the one of the books, not the first book. I only have one of the books, but I'm going to show it to you anyways. I absolutely love this series, and there was 2 more books coming out for it, and we only thought it was going to be a trilogy, so if you can't guess it by that, then you probably haven't read it, but if you have, then you will know that coming in at number 9 is the Selection series by Kiera Cass. And the beautiful white balance is not going to show you this book very well, but she has a gorgeous dress on, and it's not going to work. I'm even trying the beauty hand and everything. But this is the 3rd book, and she's wearing her beautiful wedding dress. And yes, this series I started it in May. I read the first 2 books in less than 2 days. And Tyler's sister was the one that recommended the book series to me. And at first I thought it was going to be like a middle grade book until I realized that it was a young adult and she was reading a book that was like higher than her age level, but like she can read whatever she wants and because she's old enough. But this series, I loved it. I didn't like the second book as much as the first or the third book because America in the second book was very annoying. Everybody says that, honestly, and I think everybody can agree when I say that America was annoying in book 2. But book 2, or no, not book 2. Book 4 and 5 are coming out. One's coming out this year, I think, and one is coming out like next year or something. I'm not entirely sure of the dates when they're coming out, but I know that they are about somebody's kids. Somebody's. Maybe it's Aspen's and America's. Maybe it is Maxon's and America's. Who knows? I am not going to spoil it. I won't spoil it. But it is somebody's kids, and that's what they're about, and I am very excited to read it. This series is like a dystopian version of The Bachelor. It's so freaking cool. I absolutely loved it. I read it so fast and I was dying to get this book, and when I finally did, we had to go out in the pouring rain to get it, but it was so worth it. Me and Tyler's sister, we got it, and I read it, and it took her a couple months to read it, but I don't know why, because I flew through it in less than a day, and I flew through the other ones in less than 2 days, and they were so, like, they're so fast-paced, and it's so easy to get lost in them, and I absolutely recommend this to anybody who's looking for a good dystopian series. But beware that book 2 is pretty annoying. Coming in at number 8 is the first 2 books in a 4 or 5 part series. I have only read the first 2 books in this 4 or 5 part series. I'm not really sure if you consider the one book that's coming out part of this series or a companion novel, but whatever you fancy, if it's a 4 or a 5 part series. But coming in at number 8 is the first 2 books in the Lunar Chronicles, Cinder and Scarlet, and they are both by Marissa Meyer, and I absolutely love these books. This is a modern retelling of Cinderella, and it's about robots and cyborgs and space, and it's freaking awesome. And this one is a retelling of Red Riding Hood, and it's more of this, space, robots, cyborgs, everything you could ever want for a modern retelling. And it's so different but so unique and so awesome, and I absolutely love them. And we have a plan to read Cress very soon because Winter is coming out this year, and that's a modern retelling of, Cress is a modern retelling of Rapunzel, and Winter is a retelling of Snow White, and Levana's story, Fairest, is coming out January, so I need to get my hands on that and read it after I read Cress. But this series is so good. If you're looking for a sci-fi and like a modern retelling, you definitely need to read these. Anybody should read these. These are really fast-paced and they're really interesting, and it totally like blows your mind that she could, like the author could make Red Riding Hood and Cinderella into cyborgs and science fiction and awesomeness. Just read it. Coming in at number 7 is a series that I finished so fast, and it is huge, but I absolutely loved it, and I didn't think I would, but I did, and I'm so glad I read it. Coming in at number 7 is the Luxe series. So we have the first 2, which is Obsidian and Onyx, and then the second 2, this is very difficult, the second 2, which is Opal and Origin, and the last one with the beautiful Damon's face. Whitney understands. I tweeted about it a while ago that his face is freaking gorgeous, and she tweeted his name. I forget his name again, so she'll probably comment it, but his face is just gorgeous, okay? Gorgeous. That being said, I absolutely loved the entire series, and wow, I just realized that they line up like that. I am that stupid. Okay, I just realized that they are so good. They are about aliens, and the only other alien book I've ever read is, well, Cinder and Scarlet, kind of. because it's sci-fi alienness, but it doesn't really seem like aliens. And The Host, which you can barely see, but you can kind of see it. So I've only ever read that as aliens. I'm kind of skeptical about alien books, but after reading these, I am definitely giving more alien books a try. Absolutely loved these. Had this one. Finished it so fast. I finished both books in like under 2 days. And then I had to get this book when we were in Toronto. And I finished it so fast. And then I had to get this book because I needed the ending, and I wish it was longer. I wish there was more to this book, but I had to order this online because they didn't have any in store, and it was so frustrating, but it was so worth it, and it was so good. This series, you will fall in love. Every single thing on this list is so good, and I recommend any of these to everybody. Everybody. Coming in at number 6 is... I feel like it should be higher on my list, but there were just a few things that needed to come before it. But this is like definitely up there. If I could have a bigger list, it would probably be so much higher, and I feel like it should be higher. But coming in at number 6 is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This book, oh my god, so good. I'm gonna say I absolutely love every single one of these books on here, but I finished this book and I was like questioning everything in my life because it was that good. And it's like looking at, sorry if you hear my mom again, but looking at the book, you think it's going to be a summary contemporary romance where it's a coming of age story, and she realizes that she loves him but she can't be with him, and it's, mind you, it's kind of like that, but it's so much more than that. There is like, it's the love and romance between her and the boy next door, Jace. But then, like, it's also her having to deal with her mother and her mother's boyfriend, because her mother and her boyfriend are in politics and everything, so she kind of has to be, like, the perfect, pristine daughter, and her mother's, like, a psychopath. And then you have, like, her dealing with her best friends, and dealing with the fact that her mom doesn't want her to be with this boy, and there's a plot twist. Oh my god, the plot twist, and you don't expect it at all, and then all of a sudden it hits you and you're like, holy shit, what just happened? Your life flashes before your eyes. And like at the end of this book, I cried. I barely ever cry for books. I cried for If I Stay, I cried for Tifios, I cry every time for Tifios, but I cried for this book, and I didn't think I would. But I'm so glad that I read it, and now I need more of her books. I know she only has like 1 or 2, but I need them, like, now. Coming in at number 5 is a book I relate to on, like, in my other video, I said I related to it on a cellular and molecular level. So I'm pretty sure if you've watched my other video, you can kind of guess what this book is. But I love this book so much, and I am so glad that I read it. And so coming in at number 5 is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This book, I keep putting all of the books to my face because I absolutely love them, and I say I absolutely love every single one. But I relate to this book so much because I am so much like Kath. She writes Simon Snow fan fiction, which is like Harry Potter fan fiction in her world. And I mean, I don't write Harry Potter fan fiction because I haven't read all the books, so I honestly wouldn't know what to do with that, but I do write. And I am like Kath. I'm an introvert, and I like to read, and I don't like going out with a lot of people. Like, I don't like being in big crowded places, and I'm scared of the future. I'm scared of going to college, and I don't have a sister to urge me to go to college. I mean, I want to go to college, but I am terrified, and I relate to her so much. And I can't help but think that Tyler is kind of like my Levi because he just reminds me of Levi. But I absolutely loved this book. Everything about it. If you're one of those shy and quiet people and you need a book where you're going to relate to it, and you're a nerdy person who liked Harry Potter, or you like something that has to do with the fandom like Doctor Who or something, this book is the book you need to read. She hits like, she hits home with her book. And I have Eleanor and Park down on the to be read pile of shame, and I'm going to read it because if it's anything like this book, it is going to be amazing. And I'm going to pick up Attachments, and I'm going to pick up Landline because I need more of Rainbow Rowell's writing because this book was absolutely perfection. So good. Coming in at number 4 is a series that is so hyped up on BookTube, but it is so worth the hype, and if you saw the colors of the book, you can probably guess what it is. But this series came to a close this year, and it was so, so good. Absolutely just perfect. Need more. I need more. There's not enough. There's not enough of this series. I need more. I don't know how much more it can get, but I need more. She needs to write more. So coming in at number 4, which I need more of, is Anna and the French Kiss series by Stephanie Perkins. I need more. I need it. I need it. I need more of Anna and Etienne. I need more. Like, and Lola and Crooked. I need it. And I need more. Ow, I just hit myself in the face. I need more of Isla. And it hurt because it was a hardcover. But I need more Isla and Josh. If she could write like a 10-book series off of all of these couples just living in the same complex and like having a big freaking life together and write about them when they're like 30, I would read that. I would so read that. I need more. Like, everything about these books are so good, and just like you want to hug them and you cry. I cried for this one and I cried for this one. Not so much this one, but I cried for the first one and 3, and they were my favorite. I didn't like Lola as much. Not to say that I didn't like Lola like any less than the others, but there was something about the others that hit me more for some reason. But like, even for Lola, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. They were all 5 out of 5 stars. Their covers, look at their covers. They're beautiful. And everybody's probably read these, and if you haven't, you need to because you're missing out a lot. You need to read all of the books on this list. But this series had a beautiful conclusion, but I need more. I need it. I need it. You're probably going to be surprised by my number 3. But I'm just going to come right out and say that coming in at number 3 is a graphic novel. Coming in at number 3 is a beautiful work of art. Literally. Coming in at number 3 is the Saga series by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is volume 1. This is volume 2. I sound like a game show host. Volume 3. And the last one is volume 4. And I need a volume 5, like, years ago. This series is the first graphic novel series I've ever read, and I loved it. It is very explicit, 14A. You need supervision when you read these books because they are very graphic. The graphic novel title suits them. They're so worth it though. If you need a graphic novel to start with, start out with these. This is like interspecies relationship with a baby. Okay, that's Hazel. That's the baby. And then it's like not international, but like space and time. And it's kind of like Doctor Who meets 2 different kinds of species and like a war. And it's kind of like Doctor Who if you think about it. These 2 species are like fighting and they're at war, but Doctor Who doesn't fall in love with a Dalek, so it doesn't really count, but it's kind of like Doctor Who in a way, and I think that's why I like it so much. But the artwork is freaking amazing. Like, it's gorgeous, and it's nothing like I've ever read before, and I need volume 5. We don't even know when volume 5 is coming out because this one just came out, I think, in December. I think it was December, and I have just read all of them. I just finished this one at the beginning of the month, so this one will be, and I think this one will be in my wrap-up. Yes, wrap-up, in my January wrap-up. But I love them, and I'm so obsessed with them. I need more now. I need more. I say that for all of the books that are on this list, but I need more. That it's not enough. Just give me all of them or give me death. We are down to the top 2, okay? And the first time I filmed this, I knew what my number 1 was. The second time I filmed this, I had no idea. And I made it so that I had 2 number 1s because I couldn't decide between the 2. But after careful consideration, I have decided my new number 1. Okay? Oh, geez. And my number 2, obviously, is it's a series. And it was going to be my number 1. But my number 1 has changed. And this series is like really up there. It could have been number 1. But there was just another that took its place. Coming in at number 2. Number 2 is Shatter Me. The entire series of Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. The covers are gorgeous. And the story is like no dystopian that I've ever read before. I can't get enough of this series. Ignite Me killed me. I'm dead. I'm a ghost, okay? This book, it broke me. It shattered me. It shattered me. But I had to pull that. But this, I never thought that I would like it as much as I did. And I'm very grateful that I did read it. And I'm very grateful for Whitney for boasting about this series so much. Because without her, I probably would not have read it. This series is so glorious and it is so worth the read. So if you're looking for a dystopian that you haven't read before, just read this series. You will not regret it. And I absolutely loved it, and it was going to be my number 1. It still kind of is my number 1, but there is just another number 1 that came above it, and I will be rereading this year. It is guaranteed. I can't not reread it this year. I need to reread it. I need it. And she's got a new book coming out. I need to point that out. She's got a new book coming out. So I'm excited for that too, because I had no idea how much I was going to love this, but if it's anything like this, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. So, thank you, Tahereh. Thank you, Whitney. Let's go to number 1. Coming in at number 1. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready, steady? Sorry, I just had a Teen Beach moment. Coming in at number 1 is a book that I have been obsessing over and freaking out over and just fangirling over and dying over. It deserves a drum roll. Give me a drum roll, please. Coming in at number 1 is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rash, and I almost threw it. That's how excited I am. Ah, my precious, my precious. This book is everything I could have ever wanted for a number 1. Words can't even describe how much I love this book. If you have seen my past few videos since I finished reading this book, and if you have seen my review, you will know how much I love this book and how much I need the second book. And I'm not going to rant and rave. That's a lie. I'm not going to rant and rave as much as I did in the past videos. But the description in this, like the detailing, is so amazing. The concept is so different from anything I've ever read, ever. And I don't know, there's just something about it that, like, Shatter Me was going to be my number 1, but there was just something about this that trumped it and made me want to make it my number 1. And I can't stop raving, will not stop raving. I need the second book. I need it. I need Snow Like Ashes number 2, which is Ice Like Fire, and I need Icicles Like Kindling, which is the novella for this. I'm not sure when that's out. I should probably check. But the cover for the second book comes out in February, which is like a birthday gift to me, and then the arcs of the second book are coming out in April and May. I know that much. And then it comes out in October, and I need the second book. I am going to try my damnedest to get an ARC copy of the second book because I need more. I love this world so much and I absolutely need more. This is going to be like Shatter Me for me. Yeah. It's going to be like, you know how Shatter Me for Whitney is like, ah. Okay, so that is, this is mine. This is my Shatter Me, okay? This is my Shatter Me. This is like These Broken Stars cover for me. You guys know I have an obsession with, hold on. See, it's right here because I absolutely love it. It is like this cover as a book. I'm hoping to love this book, but that's not the point. This book, words. No words. There are no words. It's my #1 and I love it. Love it forever and always to infinity and beyond. My #1 is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rash. So there you have it. There is my top 10 of 2014 and I am very happy with the results. I read 36 books this year, and that is one more than my goal, which was 35 books, and that was after renewing my Goodreads goal like 4 or 5 times, and I feel very accomplished with reading that much. I have a goal of 50 books this year. I have read, I think it said 6 or 7, and that means I'm a couple books ahead, because technically I'm supposed to be reading a book every week. And so if I'm reading like 2 books a week, that's going to put me ahead by a couple of books. So that is very good, and I know that I am like 2 books ahead, or more. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm 2 books ahead, because there's only been 3 weeks of January. And yeah, so with that being said, this is my top 10 of 2014. It is finally up, and I cannot wait to make a top 10 of 2015 at the end of this year. I am sure there is going to be a great list because there are some great books that I'm going to be reading this year and some great books that are coming out this year, and who knows, maybe Ice Like Fire will be my #1 this year. Who knows? We don't know. We'll never know until the end of the year, and I am excited for it. Comment your videos of your top whatever of 2014 down below so I can watch them, or just comment your list down below because I'm always interested in seeing what you guys have for your top whatevers, your top books, your favorite reads, whatever you want to post down below. I am interested in what books you guys have read or are reading, and I love to see what you guys are reading because then I have more of a variety of what books I should be picking up next. So that is the end of this video, you guys. I will see you in my next one.